Hello everyone, this is going to be the market review for today, March 18th. To start, we can look at the size of our range. It was 37 ticks, which is basically the ideal size for the range, similar to yesterday. You can see our first breakout of the range happened at 9:34. In terms of retracement, we barely retraced into the bottom fortification for the range. You can see here there was a wick that went to the bottom, and then we confirmed expansion downwards. And so price continued to expand downwards, closed past the first standard deviation, came down to this bottom wick gap, fortifying the New York AM profile from yesterday. You can see price struggled to get past that. It rejected from it temporarily, came up to our first standard deviation, from which it rejected and closed past that gap. So we expanded past the second standard deviation. We hit like the third standard deviation level, which also like encompassed this wick from the secret profile yesterday. And so you can see that price began to struggle here. We came back up to the second, rejected from there, and made our way down to the fourth standard deviation. From here, price rejected from the fourth, came back up to the third, rejected from there, back to the fourth, and then came back up to the area around the two, and then rejected from there, came back up from the fourth, and then fell from the third standard deviation level. So you can see from about like 9:45 to 11, it was basically just a ping pong between the second and fourth standard deviation level. That being said, there is like 67 ticks between these two levels, so you could have grabbed a scalp and like a nice profit. But yeah, looking at this, it just appears to be one big ping pong. But once we do reject from the third standard deviation level, once again, we close past the fourth standard deviation and we come down to the London low from yesterday. You can see that we basically reversed perfectly off of it, because we closed past the fourth standard deviation level, came down to this London low. There was a lot of chop that happened right here, but you can see that the ping pong is leaning upwards and price was essentially showing a rejection from this gap. And so when we rejected from the fourth level once again, we came back down to this gap, came down to the very edge of it and rejected off of there. And so from there, price made its way past the fourth standard deviation and closed above it. We hit like the third standard deviation level again and struggled to close past it. Price fell from there, came back down to that London low and presented another rejection. And from here, you can see that price is chopping again here. It is basically ping-ponging between the fourth standard deviation area and the third standard deviation, and that ping pong has basically continued the entirety of PM session. There was like one cleaner rejection from the second standard deviation level, and like an expansion downwards close to the fourth. But other than that, after our pretty large move in the AM session, you can see that PM session hasn't really done much. Especially if we're looking at the 15-minute, you can see we were presented with very large bearish candles, and then after those two were formed, price has basically just been chopping. In fact, we haven't gotten over this new wick that was formed during the AM session. We've basically just been ping-ponging between here and the London low from yesterday. So yeah, that is essentially what happened in price action today. If we are looking at our profiles, you can see secret profile took out London low, New York profile took out secret low, and then New York PM profile has yet to take out the AM low, but there is about an hour 15 minutes left in the day, so we shall see if this takes out the AM low. But yeah, we were presented with a true day so far, with about an hour left till market close. But yeah, one big opportunity here, and then multiple scalp opportunities or continuation entries if you wanted to take those. So thank you for listening, and hope everyone had a good trading day today.